Well, Baruch Hashem, we got together today to share with you a lot of secrets about Rosh Hashana. And the Rosh Hashana, Rabotai, it's a very important day, obviously you all know. We would like to start with a number one question. What is the proper way to dip the apple in the honey? Or dip the apple in the sugar? Once I was in Miami, there was once a very, very funny rabbi. Started a song. Dip the apple in the honey, make a lot of money. Shana tova umetuka. Have a happy New Year. So it was very interesting. Now how we made it. So the question is that every year, what people are main concerned about, Rabbi, should I dip the apple in the honey, bedvash, or should I dip the apple in the sukkah? Comes the Rama in Siman Taf Kuf Pegimel al Seif Aleph. Minhag Israel le'echol tapuach bidvash be'elel Rosh Hashana. Ve'ayen bagra, says the gra over there, the Gaon Mevin la shabracha shelakach Yaakov. So what's the reason we eat apple and honey? Says the gra, habracha shelakach Yaakov ve'ifkia me'esav haya ze beyom Rosh Hashana. What day Yaakov is coming with food to Yitzhak to receive the bracha from Yitzhak, and instead of Esav getting it, says the Gaon Mevinla, it happened on the day of Rosh Hashanah. It says, כמו שהביא לטעם מנהג ישראל קדושים לאכול תפוח בדבש בליל ראש השנה, שהוא על שם הפסוק. What did Yaakov, when he entered, what did Yitzhak tell to Yaakov? ראה בני כריח השדה. It says the smell that Yaakov came with, it's the smell of Gan Eden. Yitzhak Avinu saying it. Ask the Zohar HaKadosh, how did Yitzhak Avinu knew what's the smell of Gan Eden? If somebody tells, listen, you smell like something, like a certain deodorant, like a certain cologne, like a certain thing, it means that you already were aware of the smell of that thing, that you're comparing this person and that situation, you're exposed to that.
Yeah.
He says, so how did Yitzhak know? He says, when Yaakov Avinu came in, he says, your smell is like the smell of Sadeh, Asher Berecho Hashem. Which Sadeh Hashem blessed? The Sadeh of Gan Eden. The smell that Yaakov Avinu is walking to receive the blessing from Yitzhak Avinu, it's the smell of Gan Eden. Ask the Zohar, how did Yitzhak know the smell of Gan Eden? Maybe how Gan Eden smells like. Imagine tomorrow Eliyahu is going to put cologne, you're going to say, wow, you smell like Gan Eden.
I went to screen.
How do you know how Gan Eden smells like? Says the Zohar HaKadosh that Yitzhak Avinu, whenever we sing, Upahad Yitzhak, Anenu. So what is Pahad Yitzhak? Says the Zohar HaKadosh, whenever Abraham Avinu came to slaughter Yitzhak, Yitzhak Avinu was so scared. What was he scared about? Not to become tarif.
Wow.
We all the time think, what was Pahad Yitzhak?
To get shechted.
To get shechted. Somebody's coming right out to shechting you. What would be the person's reaction? He's scared for what? For his life. And says, no, Hashem, look at Am Israel, who they came from? They came from Abraham, they came from Yitzhak. Do you know what Yitzhak Hashem was the most afraid about? Not to become non-kosher. That's what whenever Yaakov Avinu gave the blessing to his children, what was the blessing he said? What did he tell to Ephraim and Menashe? V'idgu larov bekerev haaretz. Why did Yaakov Avinu give the blessing to his children? V'idgu larov bekerev haaretz. They should be like dagim. Know what's the reason? I saw a beautiful pirush that says dagim is animal that comes into the world kosher and leaves out the world 100% kosher. 1,000 fish coming to the sea, 1,000 fish come out of the sea kosher. 1,000 cows come into the world, maybe 10% of them come out kosher. So what's the reason Yaakov Avinu blessed his children? That you should be comparable to dagim. It says the same way you came to this world, naki from avonot, kosher 100%. So too I bless you. The biggest bracha should be to you is that you leave this world to be kosher like the fish kosher. Why didn't you bless them to be like an ox, to be strong like any other animal? Why was a fish? It says because the fish has the power of being kosher from the day it was born to the day that it dies. It says Yaakov Avinu said the biggest bracha a person can have is whenever he's coming, bringing children to the world, that they are kosher, and those children after 120, they're leaving the world whenever they are kosher. So it says right now the Gaon Mevilna What is the smell, Meir, of Gan Eden like? What is the smell like? ראה ריח בני כריח השדה. Says the Targum, חקל, שדה is חקל, תפוחים. Which smell of Gan Eden out there?
Apple's orchard.
The apple orchard.
That's what
So
they
he
call
says
that
that's
book, Apple's
the
orchard.
remembering that Hashem this day Yitzchak Avinu gave the blessing to Yaakov Avinu. Was the day was Rosh Hashana. What was that day? He came in with the smell. Which smell he came with? Smell of Gan Eden. What Gan Eden smells like? Like hakal, tapuchim. What do? We take the apple, which is tapuach, and now we're gonna dip it inside the honey. So why dafka in honey? The apple, he understood why. But why the apple? Why the honey?
Which honey?
וראה בביאור הרדה לפרקי דרבי אליעזר שמביא מראיה מהמנה, I opened this ראיה מהמנה, it's in the זוהר הקדוש, שיצחק העניק ליעקב את הברכות בראש השנה. The day that of the year that happened, the brachot from Yitzchak to Yaakov was Rosh Hashanah. I didn't believe that because I all the time remember the Rashi. The Rashi said that was two Gedei Izim, one Gedei Izim for Korban Pesach, second one for Korban Chagiga. Rivka told to Yaakov, "God get from to your father from two Gedei Izim." So what is it? Rashi can I get the Zohar? I didn't believe this author. I opened inside the Zohar. I opened the Zohar into I found it. It's in Raya Mehemna.
מה התשובה לסתירה?
So it's the Zohar, yeah. The Zohar clearly says the day that Yitzchak Avinu giving the blessing to Yaakov Avinu is the day of Rosh Hashanah.
אז זה מחלוקת נחשב?
Yeah, מחלוקת between the Zohar and the Perush Rashi. Rashi brings Birkei Rabbi Eliezer. The Perush Rashi that brings the Pesach, he says, it's the Perush of Birkei Rabbi Eliezer. So that's the reason why we taking an apple. But why is the reason dipping inside the honey? למה בדבש? טעם לאכילת תפוח בדבש, יש שכתבו שלא לאכול בדבש משום שהיה בו בעיות כשרות. באותו זמן לא היה כל כך בעיות בסוכר. אך בזמן הזה אין בעיה עם הדבש, שבא עם הכשר, מוסמך ואמין. בעוד שנמצא רמזים וטעמים אחרים לאכילת דבש דווקא. הנה במסכת עירובין. Says back in the day, there was a problem with kashrut of honey. Honey was processed. He says it was processed in a way that was problematic in the early generations. He says nowadays you're buying a bottle of honey. It says it says certain kashrut. So you have nothing to worry about. The ingredients, fake, the shach in halachot of trefot. It says the goyim used to do a trick thing. They used to add a certain powder inside the honey. And this powder used to come from rotten meat that they used to have. They used to dry it, grind it, and increase the volume of the honey with these not kosher things. So there was a common problem with the honey back in the day. What the rabbis told to their communities?
Sorry.
Apple and sugar. Don't put it in honey. That's the reason where the source came from, apple with sugar instead of apple with honey.
לספרדים.
Not only Sfaradim, it was a common problem throughout many, many generations. But he says nowadays that we have the honey, we have to bring it the original minhag that's supposed to be done with honey. Because our honey is 100% kosher. Comes the Gemara in Masechet Iruvin in Daf Yudchet. אמרו חז"ל, אמרה יונה לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, ריבונו של עולם, יהיו מזונותיי מרורים כזית ומסורים בידיך, ואל יהיו מתוקים כדבש ותלויים ביד בשר ודם. Says the Gemara in Masechet Iruvin Daf Yudchet. Whenever the bird, the dove, is coming back from the teva of Noach, what did the bird is holding in her mouth? Olive branch. Says the Gemara, what was the sign, the symbol, what is it symbolizing? The olive branch in the mouth of the bird. למה הביאה את זה? עלה של זית. Why she didn't bring something else? Says the Gemara in Masechet Iruvin. The Yonah wanted to teach a lesson to the whole humanity. It's better for you to have a trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu that your parnasah is coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, even though it's still going to be not, wow, millions of billions of dollars. But you believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent it to you versus a person that is dependent on his boss. A person that depends on his boss, he says he can have sweet parnasah like honey, but he dependent on the boss. He doesn't believe that the parnasah is not coming from the boss. He believes the parnasah, he should believe that parnasah does not come from the boss. The parnasah coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So it says we see that a lot of parnasah is a connection in the Gemara to honey. That's the song that I sang it to you in the beginning. Dip the apple in the honey, make a lot of money. So it said that something very, very sweet, representing good parnasah, Gemara says it, in Masechet Iruvin Daf Yudchet, is with honey. That's the reason he says, Dafka, with honey. ופירש הגאון רבי חיים, יוסף חיים, בספר בניהו, דנה כדבש, כי הדבש מתוק, ומועיל לפתיחת הלב ולזיכרון. כמו שאמור במדרש רבה בפרשת רות, ויאכל בועז וישת וייטב ליבו, שאכל מיני מתיקה אחר המזון, שהיא מרגלת לשון לתורה. Mary, if you want to have a good memory, says the Ben Ish Chai, eat something that it is sweet like honey.
What, on Rosh Hashana?
No, all the time. Something, if you ragil to eat sweet, it says it's making you very happy. You're not eating something bitter, something that is not tasty. And it because you're so happy, it makes your memory better. I'm reading to you again. כתב רבי יוסף חיים בספרו בניהו. בניהו is a pirush on the Shas. דנה כדבש. Why the Gemara said דבש? דנה כדבש, כי הדבש מתוק ומועיל לפתיחת הלב ולזיכרון. He helps a person, says the Ben Ish Chai, to open his heart, and whenever your heart is open, you are very, you're not frowned, you're not very upset, you are very happy. That happiness, says the Ben Ish Chai, increases your memory. How many of us wants to remember whatever we learned, whatever the people saying good things in the shiurim, we're coming out of the shiur, when I remember that, says the Ben Ish Chai, eat something sweet, it will, go to YouTube. Eat something sweet and
learn with happiness.
And learn that, be happy. Don't pay attention to the calories. Don't pay attention to all the other things. If you're doing it in order to be happy in Avodat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bless you to have a good memory.
The calories do not count.
אם כן, עכשיו שאנחנו בראש השנה, אשר מזונותיו של אדם קצובים מראש השנה לראש השנה, בוודאי יש עניין לאכול דבש. It says, since the Rosh Hashanah is the day that we are determining how much parnasah is coming to the world, Meir. Because last time we said, V'yasem lecha shalom. We said all the parnasah, Yiftach Adonai lecha et otzaro atov. Remember all the parnasah in the world? Said the Rebbe Mikotz, who is it coming through? Through lecha, through Am Yisrael. When Am Yisrael, this Rosh Hashanah is being blessed with parnasah tova, the whole world is being blessed with parnasah tova. So it says, since the Yonah connected the sweetness of parnasah to honey, what do we say, Hashem? Tonight you are blessing us with parnasah on Rosh Hashanah. That's the reason we did the apple meir inside the honey, not inside the sugar. Bitter leaves, olive leaves. She said, it's better for me to have a trust in Hashem than knowing my parnasah a little, but it's coming from you, Hashem, than to have a sweet parnasah like honey and trust Ben Adam. So what do we see a sweet parnasah connected to? In the Gemara, to honey. So we should have a sweet parnasah and trust Hashem with that sweet parnasah. וכן פירש הגאון רבי חיים פלאג'י בספרו רוח חיים. Rabbi Chaim Palaji also says, Meir, on Rosh Hashanah you're supposed to dip the apple inside the honey. Rabbi Chaim Palaji. Shana Tova, we say, הכוונה Shana Tova, היינו בדברי תורה. And we should chant Shana Tova, נכון? It says Tov is only one thing in the whole life that it's Tov. כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזוב. In the Torah, Tov, good means Torah. So whenever we wish each other, Meir, we should have Shana Tova. What do we wish you? That you should be able to be studying Torah that it's the upcoming year. Should not have a lot of dardisars. You should be able to go ahead and enjoy that year with the study of the Torah.
What is that?
Headache. But
Headaches.
even if there is dardisar and a person finds the time within that, it's also sweet to Hashem.
ועל פי זה יובן כיוון שאנו רוצים להתחיל את השנה החדשה עם התורה. לכן אוכלים מעט דבש. It says, where else did we see that when a person is starting the Torah studies, we make him eat, when the child is making the Halacha, we tell him Aleph, Bet, Gimel. What do we give him after that? Honey. Back in then used to give honey. Today we don't go with the honey around. But I saw still people are giving honey. They put the Aleph, Bet, and they make him lick the honey.
חסידים שמים את ההני
על האלף בית.
האותיות ולקחו מלקק את זה מתוך האותיות.
כן. ואפילו שדבש הוא לשון דינים, בכל זאת יש עניין למתק את הדינים בראש השנה. He says, listen, מאיר, דבש is judgment. So how do you eat Rosh Hashanah? Rosh Hashanah, you're taking and you're eating judgmental things. That's the reason there are some people say, don't eat honey, eat sugar. Says the rabbi over here, no. Opposite. The fact that you're using it for the sake of the mitzvah, you're sweetening up the dinim. ממתקים את הדינים. I'm reading to you from the Sefer. ואפילו שדבש הוא לשון דינים, ומצאת דבש תאכול דייקה, בכל זאת יש עניין למתק את הדינים בראש השנה. It's a mitzvah to sweeten up the dinim. That's why by eating the honey on Rosh Hashanah with the apple, you are sweetening up the dinim. And comes the Sefer בית דין, באות י"ט, and writes שכתב באכילת התפוח יכוון שהתפוח רומז לשכינה. תפוח is comparable to שכינה, הנקראת חכה תפוחים כתישים. ועתה היא בסוד דין הקשיא, ואוכלה בדבש, כדי למתקה מדין הקשיא לדין הרפיה. It says when a person have somebody angry, he says, listen, come, sit down, and you are giving him something sweet to eat. It's already... It says right now, the first day of Rosh Hashanah is Din Akashya. How do we change Din Akashya, a very harsh judgment, to a very easy going in? You know, when the inspector comes, and he woke up today on the left leg, קם היום ברגל שמאל האינספקטור הזה, השם ירחם מה היה עליך היום, He comes, problems here, problems there. So whenever a inspector came today, is Din Arafia, today is easy going with you. I have a little problem there, that just patch it up. Yes, make over there, no, make sure the neighbor is not good. מה קרה לזה היום? Today is Din Arafia today. He's going easy with you. They say, how do we change Din Akashya to become Din Arafia? A harsh judgment to become easy judgment. Eating honey on Rosh Hashanah. ועל פי זה יובן מה שכתב בשער הכוונות. מה יראו שער הכוונות? רב חיים ויטל. I'm quoting to you רב שער הכוונות. דף ג' says שער הכוונות, נראה דה הכוונה שהתפוח עצמו הוא בבחינת דחורה, והשדה שהוא החקל הוא בבחינת נוקבה. ולכן אמר הבן איש חי שהתפוח שורשו בדחורה. ועל פי זה יובן מה העניין לטבל את התפוח בדבש, כי התפוח הוא בדחורה, והדבש הוא בנוקבה, שכן דבש גימטריה אישה. It says, מאיר דבש, ד' ב' שין. ד' 2, sorry 4, ב' 2. Shin, 300. What did you get? 306.
Wow.
Isha, Aleph, 1. Shin, 300. Hey, 5. What did you get, Meir? 306. Says the Ben Ish Chai, what's the reason Isha is the same gematria of honey? Not only because in English they call her honey, right? That's not the only reason. If you ask the goy, why you call her honey? Call her sugar, why you call her honey? He doesn't know. If you ask the Ben Ish Chai will tell you why. Isha, Gimatria, honey. It says, if you overdose on the honey, is it tasty for you?
Oh.
Huh?
No.
It says, that's what the Shlomo HaMelech hinted to you, Eliyahu. Devash matzata, echol dayeka. You found honey, make sure you eat it with moderation. If a person is... honey, totally.
כן, אבל לפעמים בן אדם מנסה להתחבר לתורה, והוא בכלל עוזב את ההני, וההני נהיה...
ולכן מטבילים את התפוח, אליהו, that's why we take the תפוח, and we dip it inside דבש, כי בזה הוא ממתק את הגבורות שבדבש. It says, what is Isha? Judgment, dinim. That's why she's the one to bleed. That's why she's the one to put you limits. You want to do certain thing, help your friend until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Who is calling you at 12:30? He says,
Hi.
Hi, honey.
What are you doing?
you were planning tonight, I'm with my friends to help him out. Bechora, this guy needs a lot of help. מסכן כזה לא ראיתי, אני צריך לעזור לו. Schwartz, who is the one to call and say, hello? מה קרה?
How are you? I need help.
Who is the one to put that limit?
Honey.
Isha. Why? Isha is judgment, dinim. Dinim means limitation. So what do? We take the apple, which is, it says, all the fruits are females. Apple is a man. Ben Ish Chai writes it. He brings it Shara Kavanot.
Among the fruits are female.
He said all the fruits are female.
Except
Apple is a man. Dechura he calls it. So you take the Dechura, in Shara Kavanot he writes it. And you are sweetening up the judgments. Whenever you have Chesed, which is the man, and you are mixing it to the judgment, you are relaxing the judgment. She's upset when you're not at home. When you come home, Baruch Hashem, she relaxed.
כן, הנה,
Why don't you help me?
תסתכל מה...
She's relaxed. Now, don't ask why you are always want me home. What's the reason, mate? Your energy is chesed. Her energy is judgment, dinim. How did dinim become sweetened up? By being chesed over there. That's why it's so important whenever a person says, what do you want me? What am I going to do at home? What am I going to do at home? You're just being at home, it's already, she's relaxed.
You're there to get judged by her, that's it.
It's already sweetening up the judgment. The situation is better.
100%.
כי הדבש הוא ממתק את הגבורות שבדבש. דבש גימטריה שין וו. What is the gematria of דבש מאיר? 306. 306 it says is the gematria of מילוי אלוקים א' למד and then hey and then yud and then mem. If you open א' למד פ' למד מם נון למד מם ד' למד hey yud and then yud vav dalet and then mem mem. Gematria of all this meir together comes out shofar. עם 5 אותיות פשוטות של אלוקים ועם הכולל הכל כמניין 306 I'm sorry 306 of the shofar. Shofar has shin vav pei resh. Shin vav is the midat elokim open one. אם כן בנתינת התפוח בתוך הדבש הוא ממתק את הדין. ויובן גם מה שכתב מהריל שהתפוח עיקר כי תמיד בכל מקום הדחורה הוא העיקר, והנוקבה היא התפילה אליו. The Maharil says, apple and honey. Which one you say bracha? You dip the apple in the honey. Not during Rosh Hashana. Regular days. Right now I want to eat the apple. I take apple, I'll put it in honey and I eat it. What bracha do I say? Borei Pri Ha'etz. He says, why you say Borei Pri Ha'etz? Why don't you say Shakol Yamid Baron the honey?
בעיקר is honey.
He says, in the house, there is the head of the house, and there is the one that helps that head.
Exactly, yeah.
Somebody told me, Rabbi, in the house there is the head of the house and there is the neck. The neck turns the head the way she wants it. Who is the head of the house? The man. Who is the helper for the man? Ezer kenegdo? That's the wife. They said that's why the man is the main one. The wife is the helper for that man to fulfill his mission. By the way, the Zohar says that a wife cannot come down to this world unless she has somebody to correct. The only reason she comes down to the world is to help somebody to correct himself.
She doesn't get married.
She doesn't need all the mitzvot we're doing. That's why she doesn't have all this mitzvot. The tikkun that we came down to the world is for us. That's why she is there to help us to get to our tikkun. Says the Zohar, says the Maharil, now you understand what's the reason when you tip the apple and the honey, you only say bracha borei pri ha'etz. Because who is the main one out of the apple and the honey?
The apple.
Is the apple. Who is this? The man.
It's us.
ובספר כף החיים מביא בשם ספר יפה ללב, שכותב שבמקום לאכול תפוח בדבש, שהדבש זה דינים, עדיף לאכול תפוח בסוכר. Who is the source that comes to say תפוח בסוכר? כף החיים brings it. It says why? Because the dvash is judgment.
It was also Mikubal.
Oh, listen up, Meir.
Who's the kafachim? Is the
Meir, listen up what I found. ספר פרי עץ חיים, שער תפילות ראש השנה, פרק ז'. I'm quoting to you word by word. בצאתו מבית הכנסת, says the Arizal. בצאתו מבית הכנסת ילך לביתו. After you finish בית כנסת, right away, ילך לביתו, go to home. וישמח ליבו. Meir, what's the first thing you're doing when you're coming home, ראש השנה?
Happy.
ישמח ליבו. ויגל כבודו.
Happy heart.
ויפתח בהשם יתברך. And you have to have that ביטחון in Hashem, that Hashem is going to sign me this year for good life. ויקדש בלב שלם ובנפש חפצה. וירחיק ממנו כל יגון והנחה. ויסדר שולחנו ויאכל. וישמח כי הוא יום טוב. ויאכל רוביה. קרתי. You should eat רוביה. קרתי. תמרה. This all it's in the סידור. קרה וסלקה. כמו שאמרו חז"ל במסכת כריתות אף ו'. ואנשי מעשה, אריזל וורד, ואנשי מעשה נוהגים לאכול תפוחין בדבש. אנשי מעשה, the one that they are very particular about every detail they do. What are they eating on Rosh Hashanah? תפוחין בדבש.
What is that?
In honey. Apples inside the honey.
The apple in the honey.
And listen up another word of the Arizal, and this is also a mistake of people. וגם נכון לאכול דגים.
Rosh and
רבותיי, I'm quoting you word by word. פרי עץ חיים in chapter 9. וגם נכון לאכול דגים ולהאכיל עניים על שולחנו. You have to bring to your Rosh Hashanah table עניים, poor people. Now, if you guys don't have 4 people to bring, you have to donate to organizations that do.
What about
Cannot enter to the holiday without you giving something to the poor
What
people.
about
It's
giving?
asur.
What about giving?
The Zohar
people-
Kadosh gives chas v'shalom bad problems to a person that does that. It says, "V'samachta b'chagecha, ata v'alevi asher b'sharecha, v'ager v'ayetom v'almana." You cannot do you sit in Leil HaSeder at the Rosh Hashana table if you didn't take care of poor people before. That's why it's very important. Baruch Hashem, we have Amnon over here. If you guys want, I'm also collecting. I have over here. Where is that? I have also an envelope I'm giving out to people, to poor people. On Rosh Hashanah, they're going to receive that. If you guys want to give here, give here. If to Amnon, give to Amnon. Whoever wants, go ahead. This is, I don't even know how much it's in here. This is a poor people, goes directly to them. So whoever wants to do that, could be my guest. Now, וגם להאכיל עניים על שולחנו. This is the words of the Arizal. הרי מפורש בדברי רבנו אריזל, שאוכלים תפוח בדבש, וכן כתב בספר אור צדיקים, לרב הקדוש רבי מאיר פפירש, תלמיד מהרבי חיים ויטל. You know there is תלמיד of רב חיים ויטל, his name רבי מאיר פפירש,
It's called
פרפיש, לא פרטוש. ונוהגים בליל ראש השנה, לאכול תפוחים עם דבש, מיד לאחר הקידוש. הוא מברך בורא פרי העץ, ויאכל אחר כך, ואחר כך יאמר, יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו, שתחדש עלינו שנה טובה ומתוקה, וסודו כתוב בסידור האריזה. So we have already 3 sources of the Arizal that says the proper way to do is dip the apple in the honey. Not only that, Rabotai, I'll tell you another problem that we Sephardi people have over here in America. Common mistake we have Sephardi people in America, that whenever our children are coming from school with a certain minhagim that the school teaches them, you need to remember not to put down the teacher. Many times, I'll give you an example. My daughter came one day from the school. She said, Abba, we learned today that we cannot make chai even in Kli Shlishi. Tea even in Kli Shlishi. What do you want? We need to make it not to be hot or before Shabbat to make it. 100% machmir of the Ashkenazi thing. Now I can go ahead and say, mi limed otach et ze? What do you, they don't know nothing. Don't listen to them. When I said such a line, do you know what I just did? I made the child not to listen to the teacher no more. The teacher tomorrow is going to teach Rashi. Teacher is going to teach tomorrow Tzniut, Hashkafa, proper Derech Eretz. The child sits in the room, in the classroom, says, listen, this teacher I know doesn't know anything. My father put a stamp on that. Who is my father? My father goes to synagogue. My father is a rabbi. My father learns Torah. He goes every night to the class of the rabbi. He knows better than this teacher. This teacher is a woman. What does she know? Sometimes there could be boys that you go to school. If chas v'shalom, a father, a mother, he tells to the child, your teacher doesn't know what they're saying, you kill the child. That's it, it's education. You're paying money for no reason. That's why it's very important. What should you do? What should you do? So listen, the teacher, it's very, very important that you should listen to her. If you're able to follow strict opinions, good job. But you should know that there's other opinions about this. We the Sephardi people, we're supposed to follow the Sephardic opinion if it's possible. If it's hard for you, or let's say the Ashkenazi way it's hard for you, you can go to the Sephardi way. But don't say she's wrong. No. Say next time when the teacher's teaching you, remember that you have to remember that, respect that, but in practice you're going to follow the Sephardic opinion. It's very important to guide the child the right way. So I'll tell you why. Right now, apple and honey. You know how many people told me, Rabbi, my children coming from school, they all were taught Ashkenazi way. Most of the shivot are Ashkenazi. They teach them to dip the apple inside in Ashkenazi places. They teach them to dip the apple inside the honey. Some people that follow Kaf HaChaim, what are they coming? Kaf HaChaim said sugar, honey is not good. What does it say? Your teacher is wrong. You cannot do it. מה זה? They don't follow Kabbalah. we מקובלים. אמנון, אתה יודע מה עשית עכשיו שאמרת כזה משפט?
Killed it, it's it. Finish.
Who are you?
That's why you have to be careful. Teach them, listen, there is opinion, there's this opinion, we have another opinion. We respect that opinion, but in practice, follow another opinion.
זה לא סתירה גם את זה לעשות.
Huh?
זה לא סתירה גם את זה לעשות.
No.
אתה לא מתעצבן את הילד?
No. No. The child understands that there is two different opinions. I'm as a Sephardi person, go according to the Sephardi way.
Adrabah, it opens their minds, maybe.
Now, this was one secret. I mean, there's many secrets I shared over here. There is another secret. We have time?
Without time, don't worry.
Yeah, we're good? Okay.
Stay as long-
I want to share with you one more thing. פתיחת ההיכל for Rosh Hashanah.
With them in the house.
Rabbi, question about the dvash, the honey.
Yes, Jonah.
Is that the dvash? That be dvash silan or dvash
דבורים.
dvorim?
דבש דבורים.
So what's the dinim כאילו? Dvash dinim.
That's what I would be saying. That the Arizal says opposite. Because it's dinim, and you are putting the apple, which is the men,
The chesed.
in that you are sweetening up the dinim. ממתק את הדינים.
So that
If the inspector today came with a harsh situation to you, you opposite, you're sweetening up. You say, relax the dinim by putting the apple inside the hand.
So what do we
So
do
not
now?
dvash silan.
That's what you do in
What's
practice.
נכון להיום?
דבש of דבורים.
The honey, bee.
דבורים? Where do I get that from?
Regular דבש.
No,
דבורים.
honey, not
Regular honey is דבש
You don't
דבורים.
buy anything.
So I do a motzi, dip the I'm sorry. The apple, dip the apple in the honey. Okay.
In the honey.
Rabbi.
Now, when is the best time to do that? Best time to do that, and that's important to remember. There is two opinions about it. One opinion says before Hamotzi. Second opinion says after Hamotzi. Rabbi Yosef says better after Hamotzi. What's the reason?
The apple.
All the
Does it
simanim.
מזוויע אותך maybe?
No, not only that. There's a story one time, Rabbi Chaim Vital comes to the Arizal. And written on his forehead, Aleph, Bet, flipped, and Gimel. Now, Idan, what does it mean? Huh? If we would be able to read forehead. Metzach. What does it mean? Aleph, flip, Bet, and Gimel. What does it mean? Who knows?
גבוה.
Comes the Arizal to Rabbi Chaim Vital and tells him, today you made a big Avera. מה העבירה? מה עשית? He said, today you ate before the Suda something, and you did not say בורא נפשות. ברכה אחרונה you messed up, and בורא נפשות is tikkun for the nefashot that there is in the food. Right now there is in Shamayim prosecution, this neshamot prosecuting against you. That's why it says the bet, which is bracha, is flipped to tell you that it's not kasher what you do. Says Rabbi Yosef, by halacha, did Rabbi Chaim Vital follow the right thing or no?
Yeah.
By halacha, did he follow the right thing or no? If a person ate right now bach, she ate right now apple, he ate right now whatever, fish. Some Bukharians have yushvo, azkarot. They give out fish and then they do netilat yadayim. Is it a good thing to do or no? Says Rabbi, it's not a good thing to do. Says why? If you right now ate that fish, you ate kazait of it, you have to say borei nefashot now or no? You didn't start the meal yet. Machlok. Some say the birkat hamazon after hamotzi that you're gonna do is gonna cover everything: the bread, the salad, and the fish that you did before hamotzi. So what should you say borei nefashot? It's not needed. Bracha shelo tzricha. Rabbi Yosef brings the opinion of the Arizal, which with that story with Rabbi Chaim Vital. So you see, Rabbi Chaim Vital got judged for that, for not saying borei nefashot. So opposite, you're supposed to say the borei nefashot before hamotzi.
If you had a kasai.
If you had a kazait of the fish.
If you're doing it for brachot.
Oh, so what says Rav Ovadia to do? If you want to follow the minhag of saying before hamotzi, make sure you eat less than a kazait. Problem is, if I have few things, less than a kazait, less than a kazait, less than a kazait, less than a kazait,
Altogether.
are they combining or no?
No.
Yes.
Says the halacha, if the bracha harona of them is the same,
It's combined.
they all combine. You said borei priya, it's on this one, on the apple. And then you're taking a cucumber. You said borei priya adam on melafefon, cucumber. Nachon? I ate a little bit of this, Rabbi. I ate a little bit of that. What is the bracha harona for the apple and the bracha harona of the cucumber? The both nefashot. Anything that bracha acharona is the same, even if you ate less than an ounce of this one and less than an ounce of that one, they are mitztarfim, they are combining together. That's why, if you have right now, Karo, if you have right now a lot of people in your Rosh Hashanah table, some people are more Yirei Shamayim, some people are not so careful about things. You go, hey, make sure you eat this. You're going to start arguing with him right now. You're going to make a whole Rosh Hashanah instead of Samech, you're going to make it upset. So that's what says Rav Ovadia, the best way is after Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz. You did Hamotzi Lechem Min Haaretz, you sit down, you ate the hummus, you ate whatever, the avocado, whatever it is, with the bread. You ate kabetza of bread, 2 ounces of the bread. Now go ahead and make the brachot on the borei priya etz, borei priya adama, the ratzonim, all these things.
There's no bracha lebatala.
About this, no. About this, here I'm about to tell you. The borei priya etz and borei priya adama, you have to be very careful. You can only say borei priya etz and adama on things that they are usually being served as dessert. Why am I telling you this? Let's say a person took right now karti, הכרתי את רוביה.
What is that, by the way?
Fasol, how do you call it?
Black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas.
I took it. Right now it says in the Siddur, זה בורא פרי האדמה. Rubia, people eat during the meal, usually or no?
Yes.
Yes. So it's like the bach. It's like the rice. Can I say borei minei mezonot on rice during the meal?
No.
But I don't eat it with the bread. It doesn't matter. It's part of the meal. So things that they are usually coming as to people's table as part of the meal. You cannot say this bracha borei pri ha'adama, borei pri ha'etz. So what should I do, Rabbi?
Banana.
Take something. The banana also will be a problem because if you say borei pri ha'etz next to banana, according to some opinions, you cover the banana. Is banana is ha'etz or adama? Machlok. That's whenever I told you right now, ha'etz, I had in mind not to cover the banana.
It's better to take dates, right? Dates, grapes. First.
Grape, you could, yeah,
Say the bracha.
you could.
But it doesn't
But-
matter if you're putting honey on top of the rubia.
It doesn't matter. The fact that it's this, if I take a bash and I put honey on top of it, can I say mezonot on it or no? During the meal. During the meal.
No.
Same thing is with the rubia. So what should I do?
No
The
problem.
answer is, but it says on the siddur to put the rubia. What should I do? So the answer is, take things that they are without questions, Adama. For example, either peanuts
אבטיח.
or abatiyah or garinim, sunflower seeds, this type of things. That they are 100% Adama without any questions. It's always coming as a dessert. Nobody eats a sunflower seed, garinim, to become satiated. It's not like rice. It's not like rubia. So because of that, you have no problem. To say on them, borei pri adama. So he said borei pri adama on them. You ate a little bit of it, and then you took the other things and said yiratzon on them. Okay, I want to share with you. People ask me, Rabbi, when is the best time to buy ptichat haichal for the parnasa? Ma be'emet katuv. You know, a lot of times people sell things to support the shul, but be'emet lo katuvim הדברים האלה. This is gula for this is gula for that. Many times lo katuv. Am segula. But what be'emet katuv for tfilat haichal leparnasa? So I'm sharing it with you. Whoever came today, Baruch Hashem, is going to enjoy from it. As to say, hands on.
Don't tell anyone.
YouTube. It's already done.
כתב בספר פרי עץ חיים. And also it says over here, the best echal, I'm going to make it short because it's already late, the best echal to open, he gives a lot of Kabbalistic sources why, is echal, if you're going to order the echal to our place, doors open like this. 2 doors and open like that.
Not sliding.
Like we have in our shul right now.
Not sliding doors.
Not sliding doors and not curtains like he. You know, the curtain, no curtains. Like this, doors open.
Why? Could have curtains and then
Like this, you see behind you?
no,
We
but
have an Rabbi Shachar.
Yeah, like we have right now.
but could have
Right now we have 2. We have this one and that one. We have like a corner one over there.
could have a curtain and this
Same way.
Curtain behind, yeah, no problem. But the main idea is
doors. Oh.
the doors, 2 doors open like this.
Okay.
French doors.
It brings over here a lot of reasons why I have no time to explain to you.
Entrance to Shamayim.
It says the gates of Shamayim are like this also. Yeah, that it brings a lot of secrets. So the letter Mem, the Mem is coming from the Satan. He says you should know that the Satan originally was supposed to be the Malach of the Parnasa. Original Malach of Parnasa is supposed to be Satan.
What happened?
It says that's why whenever you have in mind Poteach et Yadecha, the Mekubalim say you have to have in mind Pai Aleph Yud, Poteach et Yadecha, and you have to have in mind Samech and then Aleph and then Lamed. It says Samech Aleph Lamed is name that comes from Het, Taf, and Chaf, which is Chas et Kol. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives Rachmanut Chas. His mercies are Kol. He is having mercies on everybody. It says, when you understand that your Parnasa is 100% mercy of Hashem on you, you will get more Parnasa on you. Problem is that people many times fall into, either they believe in themselves that I earned the Parnasa. This is where they fall.
iPhone.
I the one that make it. I made that sale because of myself. I made that success because of myself. That's what many, even though we don't say that, in the heart we feel that. We have to have, that's what saying Birkat Hamazon, האל עזן אותנו ואת העולם כולו בטובו, not because you deserve it, בחן, בחסד, ברווח, ברחמים רבים. I'm giving it to you, ברחמים רבים. You don't deserve one thing you have in your life. When you understand that, you're never going to complain about your parnasa. And when you don't complain, you're not negative. When you're not negative, you are positive. When you're positive, you pull more positive to yourself. Because misery loves Company. The more negative you are, the more negative you attract to yourself. The more positive you are, the more positive you attract to yourself. So it says the Arizal that the original job of the Satan was supposed to be the Parnasa. It says if you take the name of the Samech Mem, what was his name? Samech Mem, then Aleph, and then Lamed. What's the name of the Parnasa we have in mind? Samech, Aleph, Lamed. What's the one letter that's missing? Mem. It says what is the Mem? It says Mem, he brings over there, is the Tud Latot. He said that he has to have a tzir. He says that's the secret of the letter Mem. He said that's what whenever we are breaking the Mem, we're opening the Mem, we're removing that from the Samech Mem. If we remove that from Samech Mem, we left to the Samech, Aleph, and Lamed, which is the Poteach et Yadecha that we have in Pei Aleph Yud, and the Sofet Tovot Samech Aleph Lamed. And that's the secret of Yair Panav Itan Usela in the Menorah also. But there's more secrets. I'm finishing with this word. וכתב בספר פרי עץ חיים, שער תפילות ראש השנה פרק ז', בליל ראש השנה, קודם קדיש בתרא, in ליל ראש השנה. When is the best time to buy the פתיחת החל הפרנסה? בליל ראש השנה. The first one or the second one? Night of Rosh Hashanah, not the nights. Not the Shaharit, not the Musaf, not the Mincha, not the Arvit of the second night.
First night of Rosh Hashanah.
First night, Belel Rosh Hashanah.
Sunday night this year, Sunday night.
This year, Sunday night. Kodem Kaddish Batra, before the last Kaddish. תקרא פעם אחת מזמור לדוד, לאדוני הארץ ומלואה, ותכוון באומרך לאדוני, ניקוד למד בפתח, י' בשבע, ה' בקמץ, ו' בשבע, ה' בקמץ. You're going to hear the recording and get it after. ולא יחסרו כל מזונותיו כל השנה. And says the חידה, וכתב רבנו החידה בספר כף אחת סימן ט"ו. כי עיקר הסגולה היא בפסוק, out of this chapter that we read. Which one is the most important line of this chapter?
This one.
The most important line, מי יעלה בהר אדוני? היינו מי ששב בתשובה. If you are going up in Har Hashem, means to say you elevating yourself spirituality, רוחניות wise. How do you do that? Whenever you are returning בתשובה. You are breaking your ego. That's number one thing that avoids our תשובה. ולא די בכך, אלא גם מי יקום במקום קודשו, שיעמוד איתן ויציב בתשובתו, and this person is going to be blessed with this parnasat Torah. In the chapter, it's chapter 24 that we're saying it. להשם הארץ מולאה תבל וישב בה. We're saying over there, מי יעלה בהר אדוני ומי יקום במקום קודשו. נקי כפיים ובר לבב. It says, מי יעלה בהר השם, person that is going up in Har Hashem, he's elevating himself רוחניות. ומי יקום, what is the difference יעלה ויקום? אמרנו, מה זה יעלה? Go up. מה זה יקום? Stand. It says, people sometimes, there comes Rosh Hashanah, comes Yom Kippur, comes Yamim Tovim. He's the biggest tzaddik. It says, Mi ya'ale be'ar Hashem. It's not enough that you ole, that you elevated yourself in Avodat Hashem. Umi yakum bimkom kodsho. Comes right now 10 days of tshuva. A person is able to make up for all the year backwards for the mistakes he have done. Every day he goes Shaharit, Mincha, Arvit, he comes on time. He's one of the first 10 in the synagogue. He's making sure to do everything according to the book. The way you are elevated yourself, Mi ale behar Hashem. The next line is Mi yakum bimkom kodsho. In that holy level that you grabbed during the 10 days of Teshuvah, make sure, says the Chida, you keep omed. You're making it stand still until the next year. That elevation should be kept by you throughout the whole year. It says this is the Zgula for the Parnasah. This is how the Chida writes in Sefer Kaf Achat in Siman Tedvav. So remember, the best time,
First night of Shana.
First night of Rosh Hashanah before Kaddish Batra, and whenever you're saying, you have to have in mind La Hashem, certain nekudot, like I said, and you listen to the record. And the third point is that whenever you're reading it, especially that line, Mi ale be'ar Adonai, mi yakum bimkom kodsho, have in mind Hashem, I want to accept on myself a certain mitzvah I didn't do. Something that is hard for me. I didn't come to learn at night times. I didn't go to respect my wife extra time. Something that is very hard for you, you take upon yourself during the time of Tichat Harichan. And you say, Hashem, I'm not just taking it for now. I'm taking it for the next coming year. And this is Yakum Bimkom Kodsho. Yeh Ratzon, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to bless all Am Yisrael בשנה טובה ומתוקה, רפואה שלמה, פרנסה טובה, זיווגים טובים והגונים, בנים זכרים לכל עם ישראל, וכן יהי רצון, ונאמר אמן.